Hi everybody, myself Vajan, Assistant Professor, Department of Civil Engineering, Rohini College of Engineering and Technology, Kanyakumari. In this session, we discuss about iron and manganese removal from water. Iron and manganese control is the most common type of municipal water treatment. Iron and manganese occur naturally in groundwater. Water containing excessive amount of iron and manganese can stain cloths, discolor plumbing fixtures, and sometimes add a rusty taste. And look to the water. Surface water generally does not contain large amount of iron or manganese. But iron and manganese are found frequently in water system that use groundwater. The Safe Drinking Water Act secondary standards for iron in drinking water is 0.3 parts per million, that is 0.3 ppm, and 0.05 ppm for manganese. If water contains more than 0.05 ppm iron or 0.01 ppm manganese, the operator should implement an effective hydrant fluxing program in order to avoid customer complaints. Iron and manganese control. Methods to control iron and manganese in distribution system include arranging for alternative water sources. In some situations, abandoning a well and drilling a new one into an aquifer with a lower iron or manganese concentration may be cost effective. It may also be possible to blend the water from the well with a high concentration with water from another source with a lower concentration. First method of treatment is phosphate treatment. Phosphate can be added at the source to mask the effect of elevated iron concentration in the distribution system. This is effective when water contains less than 0.3 ppm of iron or 0.1 ppm of manganese. Phosphate feed points should be separated from the chlorine injection point by as much distance as possible. The phosphate feed point should also be ahead of the chlorine injection point. The amount of phosphate required to sequester iron and manganese generally has to be approximately 2 parts actual phosphate for 1 part of iron and manganese. Next method is removal by ion exchange. Ion exchange may also remove iron and manganese. If the water has not been exposed to oxygen, the resins in the softener will remove the iron and manganese ions from the water. If the water contains any dissolved oxygen, resin can be filled with iron and manganese deposit. The resin can be cleaned, but the process is expensive, and the capacity of this resin is reduced with each cleaning. This method is not recommended for municipal treatment system. Then removal of iron and manganese by filtration. Removal of iron and manganese from drinking water instead of sequestration, it is recommended if the water contains over 0.3 ppm of iron or 0.05 ppm of manganese. These elements can be removed during softening with lime, but most commonly iron and manganese is removed filtration after oxidation. Oxidation with chlorine. Iron and manganese in water can also be oxidized by chlorine, converting to ferric hydroxide and manganese dioxide. The precipitated material can then be removed by filtration. The higher the amount of chlorine fed, the more rapid the reaction. Most treatment plants use 1 to 2 parts of chlorine to 1 part of iron to achieve oxidation. Then oxidation with permanganate. Using potassium permanganate to oxidize iron or manganese is fairly common, and potassium permanganate oxidizes iron and manganese into their insoluble state. The dose must be great enough to oxidize all of the manganese, but not too great as This will produce a pink color in water in the distribution structure. Thank you.